Back up, come stick up, come step aside. You check the side of the buckshot, some bus slip up. Morning like a king, to make it feel alright. Pump it up all night, body rock, show me what you got. Let Rob break it. Slip up. Morning like a king, to make it feel alright. Pump it up all night, body rock, show me what you got. Let Rob break it. Check it out, check it out, check it, 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 check it out, check it.
what you have now. Don't count what you don't have. Count what you have now. Don't count
Ah, good afternoon. Oh my goodness. Who is here? Oh man. Oh my god, they need to get into class. Come on. Like, come on. This is just a playlist that YouTube made for me. Um, it was just recommended stuff. I usually just click one song and then it like, queues up a playlist with similar stuff. So it's pretty nice. Pretty nice to have that. I don't have to go around keep changing the song. Uh, how do I find out who's in the chat? I gotta see. It's just me and you, Matthew. Oh my goodness. Still waiting for Lenny, Justine. I gotta yell at my homeroom students again. They're not here. Alright. Just keep the participants right here. Make sure I can see. I'm not gonna start until everyone gets here, Matt, so unfortunately you might have to leave before we get started on anything, but again, I'll record the meeting so that you have something to refer to. And hopefully we can get through this. Ooh, this is not good. I like how the last three letters of the link to my YouTube is poo. That's perfect. Da-na-na-na-na. Oh gosh. Where is it? What do you mean where it is? You click on the link. Use the link to join class, please. That's right there. That's right freaking there. Oof. I thought this would be easier. Oh, well, there's Bryant. Thank you very much. Bryant's here. Still waiting on Justine, Daniel, Lenny. Of all people. Of all people, it's my homeroom who are slacking off right now. Except for Bryant, of course. Oh, goodness. The link. uh, there should be something on the econ page. There's announcements. You guys are... Matthew, you saw the link on my economics classroom page, right? Oh, goodness. There you are, Daniel. Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Who else is here? Just 4 of us. Still waiting for Justine. Still waiting for Lenny. Possibly. What was this link? Oops. Alright, who's here now? Participants. We got 6 people in here right now. Okay. That's good. That's looking a little better. Don't know where Justine is. Oh, Geraldo, how you doing? I guess they haven't joined the chat. Since you guys are on Gmail, you should be able to join the chat. I'm echoing? How am I echoing? I think it might just be your audio. Everything looks fine from my end. I don't see that I'm echoing at all. Unless I have something else open. Not sure. I don't think it's me. Okay. Let me go ahead and get things going. Since we're here. Boom. Justine, if you're in chat, I hope you are. I have no idea. I have no idea who's here and who's not. Okay, you fixed it? Perfect. Welcome everybody. Welcome to economics class. We're gonna try to get a couple things started. First off, there was some some interesting things going on. So let me see if I can sort of make things a little bit clearer for you guys. So let me change to a student view. Uh, so if you ever want to switch classrooms, make sure you're going to the right classroom for their different announcements. You got to click the three bars right here, and it'll let you pick which class you want to go to. Okay? So whenever it's Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday, and we have a meeting, you just go to the page, and you click on the link right here. That way, you know where to go each time. I'm always gonna put the link to the stream before the meeting, so you guys will be able to access it from there. Okay, so whenever I make an announcement for a stream, I'm also going to put the link to my stream as well too. I think I messed up today. I put a link for an old stream, so I'm sorry about that, guys. I got to make sure I refresh and send out a new link. Okay, so that settles it. Another thing is some people haven't turned in their law of supply quiz, their law of supply homework, or their supply classwork. Those are due tomorrow, so I hope you guys can get those done. The attachments to all the assignments are included, and I already reviewed how you can turn that in our recording for our first meeting. So if you're confused about how you should complete the assignment and show me that you did it, please refer to that recording from March 19th. It should be down here somewhere. I should probably put them in materials. Where's yeah, so the recording for our meeting on the 19th is right here. Uh, and that's where I explain how to submit stuff in case you're still confused. So please get your classwork in, guys. That's what I'm saying. School is continuing as usual, so we're going to keep going as if everything is normal. Which means you can still fail senior year. Okay, let's talk about the theory of production. Um, Now, I don't know how many of you guys have textbooks at home. I was not able to get a PDF version of the textbook to send to you guys. So right now, we're kind of stuck where we're at. I have to just show everything on my screen and record it, and you guys will have to refer back to it later. But I'm going to try to be as thorough as possible. Okay? All right, yeah, finish the quiz today. Whatever you got to do. But first off, let's see who's here. Okay. So I think we're missing Brian. Brian, right now, guys, I think oh, he's still. I think Brian's put himself in. Oh, he got sick, so he's not going to be able to make the classes. I'm not sure what he's doing. But if you can get in touch with him, tell him, send him a message, let him know you're thinking about him. Anyways, let's get started. Boom. Today we're going to be talking about the theory of production, and we got to discuss things related to variables and output, production output. So basically, if I was to open up a lemonade stand business, there are some certain variables that I can control in terms of being able to make more product, and we're looking at specifically the output of a product, not quality or anything like that, but output. How many units of that product can you produce? So if I was running a lemonade stand by myself, I'd only be able to, make so many lemonade glasses. But if I had two people, if I had another person helping me, I might be able to produce more. And so, based on how much, if I'm looking at the variable of number of workers, in my case, lemonade stand. If I had an extra worker, I'd be able to produce more lemonade. But there becomes a point where the production does not necessarily result in positive gains or increased marginal gains, depending on how you uh, uh, increase that particular variable. I know it's confusing right now, but let's go and start from the very beginning. So we're going to be talking about production functions to illustrate the theory of production. And a production function is simply a graph, a graphic portrayal that shows how changing a single variable input affects the total output. Okay? That's all it is. It's a graph that shows how your production will change, but depending on whether you increase a variable. Typically, that variable is going to be labor or the amount of workers, and that's the main variable we're going to be looking at today. So let's see what this looks like on an actual graph. So here is let me see if this looks correct. Yeah, I think it looks right. All right. So here we have a production schedule. Okay, it's a chart that shows how our total product and marginal product changes with respect to the number of workers. Okay. Now, obviously, if you have 0 workers, you're going to be making 0 product and 0 marginal product. But as you increase the variable of the number of workers, as you increase that input, you're going to get some changes in your total product and marginal product. Okay. So we talked about marginal demand. We talked about marginal utility. Now we're going to be talking about marginal product. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at this schedule together. So when I move from 0 workers to 1 worker, let me see. Can I make marks on this? Pretty sure I can. Quick highlighting. It doesn't let me highlight the dang thing. Okay. So if I increase the number of workers from 0 to 1, right? What happens? Well, that one worker can make me 7 units of a product, and my marginal product for having 1 worker would be 7. And the reason why it's 7 here is because I increased my total product by 7 from 0. Okay? So the marginal product looks at the difference between the last production schedule and the new one that you just moved to. Okay? So what happens if I increase the number of workers from 1 to 2? All right, well, 2 workers can now make 20 total units of product. Okay? And I originally started with only 7 units of total product. Okay? Adding the second worker gave me an extra 13 units of product output, right? So that's why the marginal product is 13. 7 plus 13 is 20. So there we go. And as you keep looking at the graph, it looks like, hey, the more workers I add, the more product I'll make, the more marginal product I'll gain as a result of it. So I should just keep adding workers, shouldn't I? Yeah, exact. 7 plus 13 is 20. Okay. 20 plus 18 is 38. All right. So if I increase from 2 workers to 3 workers, I'm making 38 units of product now. That is 18 more than the 20 I was making previously, if that makes any sense. So the marginal product just reflects the difference in the total product when you move up or when you move up in the number of workers. Okay? So, uh, as I was saying earlier, it just seems like the more workers I add, the better off I'll be. So why not just hire like legions of workers? Well, unfortunately, that is not always going to result in increasing returns. Okay. We are looking at a period of production right now, and we call this particular type of production function a short run function. Okay, a short run. What is a short run production function? Well, let's take a look. A short run is a production period that is so short that only variable inputs can be changed. What does that mean? Well, the production period that we're looking at is so short that we can only look at certain things to change. In this case, we can change labor, right? That's something we can easily change in any sort of short run or long run production. So again, this right here, this graph I'm showing you guys. The only variable input that we're tracking is the number of workers here. Okay, that is very different from a long run schedule. In a long run schedule, the production period is long enough to change the amount of variable and fixed inputs used in production. So basically, you can change more things. You can change your technology. You can change the capital going into production. Whereas in a short run, you can only change usually one thing, and that's typically labor, the number of workers. Okay. So what happens if we keep adding workers to this production function? Okay, well, let's take a look. We're in stage one right now, and in stage one, for every single worker we add, we're going to be getting increasing returns. Okay, so when I added one worker, my marginal product was 7. Right? That's a pretty good return from 0. When I added 2 workers, now I've made 13 more units of the product, and 3, I made 18 more. 4, I made 24 more units. 5, 28, and so on and so forth. But there eventually becomes a point where adding more workers is not going to give you an increasing rate of return. Okay, it's going to lead to stage 2, decreasing returns or diminishing returns. So we can see on the graph that it looks like our curve in stage one is about to go straight up. It's going to become exponential. But at a certain point, adding more and more workers, I'm going to start dropping off in my returns. I'm still going up, mind you. Like I'm still increasing or gaining marginal product as I increase the number of workers into stage two. But you notice that I'm not getting as much back from adding more workers here. Okay, the curve is starting to slow down and drop off at the end of stage two. Okay. And we can take a look at the schedule to see our marginal product returns. So let's take a look. Stage one, the last part of stage one was 5 workers. And when I had 5 workers, I was able to make 90 units of the product. Okay, that's 24 more, or sorry, 28 more than I was making with 4 workers. Okay. Now, if I increase the number of workers to 6, so I go from 5 to 6, okay, I'm still making more overall. I'm making 110 units overall. We can see that right here on the production schedule. However, uh, my marginal product is falling down now. Okay, I'm no longer getting increasing returns. Okay, I'm still getting gains, but they're not increasing exponentially. And as we continue going and adding more workers, I'm going to be seeing less and less marginal product, less and less returns. Okay. So you have to pay a lot more for having so many workers, so you make less money. Uh, I mean, I guess the expense, like actually paying the workers' wages might do something, but the more working parts to a machine, the more things that can mess up. That's kind of the metaphor I would make here. You have a lot of personnel and staff and employees working on something. People call out. Some people aren't as efficient as others and need to be trained. A lot of things can result in decreasing returns. But just the point at which a business or a seller would reach decreasing returns is different depending on that business, depending on how many workers they have, and there's lots of other things to consider. But if you're just looking at just the number of workers, you will see a lower total product produced the more workers you add. It loses efficiency as you increase the number of workers. Okay, and eventually you get to stage 3. And in stage 3, now we're running into some problems. Okay, we are starting to get negative returns. I don't know if you guys can see it right. Oh, you can see it right here. We're getting negative returns on our production function. So let's take a look at the end of stage 2. At the end of stage 2, we have 10 workers making 148 total units of the product, but it only increased by 4 from the last production schedule where I had 9 workers making 144. Okay, so only made 4 more units as a result of adding that extra worker. Right, not too good. However, let's say I want to hire another worker. Now I have 11 workers. Well, uh-oh, my total product dropped down to 145. My marginal product is now negative. For every single worker I add now, I'm going to be making less product. Okay? So this is a great example of how of how a short run function will look. Okay. And these look very different from long run functions. And again, a lot more can be changed and manipulated in a long run function. Short run functions are easier to look at because we're only examining one thing, the number of workers. In a long run production function, there might be other things to consider as well. So we're not going to look at a long run graph just yet. Okay, let's go down here. So we already talked about short run and long run. And just to recap again, in a short run production period, only variable inputs can be changed. So no changes occur in machinery, technology, or land used. Okay, that's typically so capital essentially. You can't change anything like that. So machinery, technology, or land that's capital. You can't really change that in a short run curve. In a long run curve, you have enough time to change variable and fixed inputs used in production. Okay? The example it gives you is that a firm that reduces its labor force today may also have to close down some factories later on, right? If I decide to increase my marginal product, right? So I'm going to go back up here. If I decide that, okay, I need to reduce the amount of workers here so I can get back to having at least positive returns instead of negative returns. So I'm going to reduce the number of workers I have. That's fine, right? Well, what might happen later is that because I don't have enough workers, maybe I have to close down one of my factories. Maybe the locations that I produce this product at, I won't have enough people there to operate them. So a factory closing might be a long run change due to a reduction in labor force that happens in the present. Okay? But over time, these things will happen. It won't happen in a short period the way we see it in the short run production function. Okay, so over here I have two graphs, and this is actually really tricky because the graphs pretty much look the same except for this one right here, which already well, this one starts at 0, obviously. This one does not start at 0. So we can assume that the graph on the right is an already established market with quantity and cost associated with it. So I'm guessing that this is the long run function, or the long run production curve. And it makes sense because what do we notice about the short run production curve? Okay, it starts at 0, or sorry, the graph on the left starts at 0. Similar to how our production schedule and our initial production function for the short run also started at 0. So I'm just guessing because they both start at 0 that this graph right here is going to be the short run production. Okay? So I need a place to put this particular block of text. Okay? So I need to know, do I put this block of text on the left graph or the right graph? Okay, let's go over everything. The left graph is a short run production. We know this because it starts at 0. The other graph is a long run production because it does not start at 0. So this market has already been established, right? So in which one of these, a short run production or a long run production, will I only be able to change variable inputs? Okay, so this is what this block of text I'm holding states. It states that only variable inputs can be changed in this type of production. See ya, Haral. Oh my God, I'm not recording this. Oh wait, it's recorded on YouTube, I think. Yeah, I can probably just do that. All right. Auto record YouTube for the win. Okay, so where does this block go? The production period in which only variable inputs like labor can be changed. Where do I put this? On the left graph or the right graph? Someone tell me in the chat. Hey, in the chat, where do I put this block of text? Come on, guys. I need you to be engaged here. I know it's not as entertaining. Yes, it goes on the left. Thank you, Will. Perfect. Yep. So remember, short run productions, we can only change variable inputs like labor. And that, by process of elimination, the production period in which variable and fixed inputs can be changed over a longer period of time is a long run production. So, so far so good. Um, and I don't think I'm going to show this. There's going to be a quiz for this lesson, but I don't think there's going to be any graphs on it, so you don't have to worry about this too much. All right. We already talked about total product versus marginal product. Okay. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna make a new production schedule. I'm gonna come over here and make a new production schedule. Maybe I should do this on the documents. Ah. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go classwork. I'm gonna create something. An assignment. Oh wait, no. This is probably not a good idea. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna do a Word document. Okay. So I'm gonna make a new production schedule. And I want you guys to tell me how I should fill it out, or basically explain to me where I need to fill in the blanks. So let me first move this thing. There we go. Insert. I'm going to insert a table here. Let me see if I can squish it. There we go. Uh-oh, that's a little too fat. Can't get it on the freaking corner. Oh wait, no, I just do this. There we go. Okay, so this will be number of workers. We'll do a short run graph again. And then this will be our total product. This will be our marginal product. Let me see if I can increase the font size. Everything. Boop, boop. Okay. And I'll put this all into center alignment. That way it's a little easier. And also I'm going to do, what else? I guess that's fine. Okay. So I'll go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The stream should be recorded, so I'll go ahead and post that recording in our class page. But right now we're going to be doing our own sample production schedule. So obviously, if I have 0 workers, I'm going to make 0 total product and 0 marginal product. Okay. But let's say I did. Let's do 13 here, and then I'll do 16. Let me see if this all adds up. All right, so let's start right here with these right now. Let's just start, keep it really simple. So the highlighted terms, we have to, fill in the blanks for what's missing. So I started off with 0 workers, made 0 product and 0 marginal product. When I increased the number of workers, I started making 13 total products. So what's my marginal product for 1 worker in this particular function? What's my marginal product here? Someone just type it in the chat. Should be 13, exactly, okay? And now, when I add 2 workers, my marginal product increased by 16. Okay, so what should my total product be right here? It'll be 29, exactly. We add the total product from the previous schedule to the updated schedule. 13 plus 16 will give us 29. Okay, let's go ahead and play around some more. Let's try 48 here. Let's do 22. This will be like 90. And then we'll go down here. Okay, so when I add 3 workers, all right, what was my marginal product when I added 3 workers here? 19? Is that right? 29 plus, yep, that's 19. So it'll be 19. Okay. And when I increase to 4 workers, my marginal product is 22. So what's going to be my total product now? What's going to be my total product now when I increase from 3 workers to 4 workers? Remember, my marginal product for 4 workers is 22. Correct. It'll be 70. Exactly 70. All right. And now, when I increase from 4 workers to 5 workers, I went from 70 total product to 90 total product. What is my marginal product here? It will be 20, right? I went from 70 to 90, so that change in product was plus 20. So I'll just write 20 here. Okay. And now when I increase from 5 workers to 6 workers, I gain 10 more marginal product. And I add this to the total product for the last schedule. 90 plus 10 will give me 100 total. So at what point, okay, so at how many workers do I start moving into stage 2? Right, the stage 2, the decreasing returns. At which number of workers do I start running into decreasing returns? So just look at the number of workers right here and identify at which point I start decreasing in my returns on marginal product. How many workers? How many workers do I have to start seeing decreasing returns? 6 workers. Well, yes, but what happens at 5 workers, right? 5 workers, my marginal product went down by a little bit. So it would be, yes, it would be, this would be stage 2. So I'm going to highlight this in green. This is stage 2. And this right here would all be stage 1. Highlight it yellow. Okay? So the yellow is stage 1 of the short-term or short-run production, and then the green would be stage 2. And that would continue until we reached eventually stage 3, where I'd start having negatives to my marginal product. Okay? So that's pretty much how you would examine a. Well, I could probably turn this to a graph too. Nah, I'm not going to do that. Oof, I need to get like a blank graph here. Let me see if I can do this. Blank graph. Let me see if this works. Ooh, hey, interesting. No, that's not the curve I'm looking for. All right, I gotta find a way to get like graphs that we can draw on for this class. So I'll try to find something like that. But your work so far, I made sure that it's not going to involve you drawing anything. Okay, let's keep going. Here's another example of that production schedule that we took a look at, right? And the different stages, and you can see, again, we are approaching stage 2. As soon as the marginal product starts going down, we are in stage 2. And then when it goes negative, we're in stage 3. Okay, we've already talked about marginal product. All right, so far so good. And yeah, we talked about the stages of production. Let's review these really quickly. Okay, so you've already explained to you the 3 stages. The first stage is increasing returns. The second stage is decreasing or diminishing returns, and the third stage is negative returns. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about that. Stage 1, increasing marginal returns. And they show you another graph again, same one. Hallelujah. All right, so stage 1, our returns keep increasing the more workers we add. I don't want to learn about this guy. Where's stage 2? Stage 2, we have diminishing returns, okay? So it increases but at a diminished rate. Again, you'll still be positive in terms of your marginal product in stage 2, but it's going to be dropping off the more workers you add. And then stage 3, again, is where you get your negative returns. So I think that pretty much wraps us up. Everything seems pretty... who here is confused? Who here is having a tough time with this? Nobody? I think we're good. Okay. Uh, well, you know what? Let's go ahead and convert this over to a Google Hangout. So I'm going to go ahead and post a Google Hangout link in the actual chat. All right. So you guys can click on that link. I'll also post it in the Google Classrooms. We have enough people that we won't get full in a Google Hangout. We'll start it right now. And I'll keep the stream going. And if you do join the Google Hangout, just mute the stream so that you're not hearing me twice. Okay? So let's do a Google Hangout. Da, 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 da. Copy link. Disable camera. All right. Google Hangouts is posted. So remember when you join the Google Hangout, make sure to mute this stream. So if you have the stream open right now, just make sure you mute that. Hello, Will.
Hello.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
You're done.
I'm not yet.
You're done.
I'm here, Mr. Holden.
Hey, Daniel. How you doing? Oh, Will's working hard. She probably can't hear me.
So, hey, Lenny.
Hey.
Yeah. How are you doing?
Alright.
I'm doing alright, too.
We'll give people a couple more minutes to join. Hey, Lenny.
Yeah.
Man,
Alright.
it has been a rough past week, man. No NBA, no sports at all.
I
Only
honestly want to
thing.
go to school.
What was that?
I honestly want to go to school because this is also confusing me. And the NBA is just stupid.
I know, man. I know.
Yeah.
I wish you guys were back here
I
too.
kind of miss being back at school.
We're gonna find some way to come back from this. We're gonna have like an awesome celebration. The homeroom is. But all seniors are welcome. I can never say no to a senior.
Look, I guess all of this will be an experience we will never forget.
You're right about that.
Yeah.
Hey, join the stream.
The time we were all homeschooled by internet.
Alright, I'll post it there. Alright, I posted the link to the Google Hangouts in the stream chat. So hopefully they got it. It's also right here on the economics page. Oh, I posted it from my student account. Alright.
Okay, Geraldo's here.
Geraldo, how you doing? Let's change this view. Who's that? That's Will. He's hiding his camera. Alright. Still waiting on Justine and Bryant. If they ever show up. Maybe, maybe not. Alright, well, while you guys are here, let's go ahead and just go through these questions together. So if you look at my stream, I'm highlighting it right now. The first question for this section. How can companies use the stages of production to determine the most profitable number of workers to hire? So anyone want to give me a crack at that? Just a oral response. How might a company use those stages of production that we talked about to determine what's the most profitable number of workers that we should hire? Lenny, you want to give that a shot?
I don't know.
All right, so let's go back to the stream right here. remember, there's three stages of production. There's the increasing returns, the decreasing returns, and the negative returns. So if you were a company and you were hiring workers, how would you determine what's the most profitable number of workers to hire? How would you go about doing that?
So I'm saying stage 1, stage 2, or stage 3.
Well, you want what do you think is the most profitable stage, Lenny? The increasing
Ah,
return?
yeah.
So you want to make sure that you're within the increasing returns part of the production function, right? So how would you do that? How would you find out if you are in the increasing returns part of the function? Anyone want to help?
Can you say that again?
How would you determine that you are still in the stage one, the increasing returns part of the function
I wonder where
in
is
your
Mr. Holden
business?
right now.
It slowly decreases.
I'm
Or
here, Daniel. So you can hire more workers, right? Boom, boom,
yeah,
boom, 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 and then keep track of the marginal product that you're producing, and then
Yeah, because
eventually,
now we almost have half an hour left of economics.
that's true, that's true. We're gonna get through this. Don't worry, guys. So eventually, you would hire more workers, and you'd see a drop in your marginal product. So at
yeah,
that point, you probably wouldn't want to hire any more workers, right? Like
yeah.
the goal is to stay in stage one, Lenny, right? So you hire 5 workers, you're still in stage one, but you don't know that until you hire another worker and then discover that you're losing returns. They're going down. So
Right.
once you notice that your marginal product is starting to drop off, you would say, okay, well, I guess I just entered stage two, so I probably shouldn't hire any more workers. And that's how you would figure that out. Okay,
Mhm.
let's go down to question number 2. Daniel, help me out with this. Why would a firm be motivated to hire more workers than are found in stage one of the production function? Why would a firm or a business, a company, be motivated to hire more workers than are found in stage one of the production function? Daniel? Daniel? All right, let's
I don't
try
know.
let's try Geraldo. Let's try Geraldo.
I
Geraldo.
think we're all.
Oh my goodness.
I think we're all those chat using the chat
Oh,
room.
he's using the chat? Okay. Let's see. Let's show all the messages. Yeah, we can't hear you, but I want you to try to answer number 2 on the check for understanding, if you can see it on the stream. Okay, so why would a firm, a company, a business be motivated to hire more workers than are found in stage one of the production function?
Wait, so Mr. Holden, we had to answer the questions now?
Yeah, we're just talking about them. You don't have to write them down. We're just discussing them.
Oh, okay.
All right. It will be more beneficial to hire more workers.
We could help workers to build more supplies.
Well, yeah, I mean, even in stage two, you're still getting marginal product. It's
Yeah,
just
but it's not gonna be as a lot as the increasing returns.
that's true. What about this? Consider the fact that a firm might want to open a new factory or a new production facility, right? And you could still sort of you could transfer some of your workers from one of your production facilities to another, and that new production facility will also exhibit stage one of the production function. It'll also get increasing returns. Okay?
Okay.
So this really only looks at typically one production facility when we're looking at a function or a graph. But go ahead, Geraldo. You can keep presenting ideas. I'm gonna move on to number 3 though. So what do you think a firm might do if it finds it has too many workers and it getting negative returns? What do you think the firm's gonna do? Daniel, what do you think will happen if a firm finds that it has too many workers and negative returns?
Then the supplies will not like produce as much, and it's gonna lose a lot of money.
So what would a firm do if it's going to lose a bunch of money because it has too many
It's
workers?
gonna go down.
It's gonna
Stop hiring.
they're gonna fire some people. Is what they're gonna do. They're gonna
Or
lay
they're
some
gonna,
people off. Yeah.
or they're gonna lay off people.
Yep. 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 In this case, it seems like the best thing to do would be to let some of those workers go, right? Or if it finds that it has hired too many workers, it might look in the long run and try to change other variables, fixed other fixed inputs and variable inputs in order to get back to increasing returns or positive returns, right? That's another option too. Doesn't necessarily have to be straight. Got to go and fire these guys right away. There's other options too. You might have to transfer to a long run type of production function. Okay? All right.
Okay.
Let's go and look at some resources together before we close this. Let's take a look. I think I just click. Yeah, just click right here. All right. We're going to skip this one. We're going to go to... We already looked at that. We already looked at this. Main ideas, the production function. We already looked at that. Let's see. Where's the other one I wanted to show? Oh, here we go. The game. Perfect. Can you guys all see my stream right now?
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead. We're gonna play the fill in the blanks theory of production game. All right. So basically, what we're gonna be doing, Daniel, what's up?
Like we're supposed to watch also your YouTube stream too.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
you don't have to look.
I was only doing Google Hangouts thing.
Okay, so go back to the stream so that way you can see it. A lot of people left the stream.
Sorry, because yeah.
No worries, no worries.
Just have the two things open.
Yeah, have the two things open so you can see what I'm streaming. Okay, we're not going to be time. So right now,
just go YouTube.
Let me see if I can increase that. I think this is the best we can do. So over here, we have some statements, and then we have a list of terms on the right to drag over and add to complete the statements. So number one, the statement is, a blank can show how total labor affects total product. A blank.
Okay. So how we could fill in the blank?
Yeah. What looks like it'll fit from this term list right here?
Output.
A short?
A short can... No, that doesn't seem right. A short can show...
A production function? Or...
A production function, exactly. That's correct.
A production function.
A production function. So remember, a production function is that graph that we looked at that showed the stages of production, right? And also showed us how adding more workers will affect the total product. Okay. Economists analyze what run production due to limited input change. What do they typically analyze? What type of production?
What type of production?
A short run or a long run production?
Short run.
Yeah, exactly. Short runs are the ones that are typically analyzed because there's limited change in the inputs. And in the short run production curves that we looked at, the only thing that was being changed was the number of workers, right?
Right.
So let me actually pop this out so I can switch easily. Redo this. Put our answers back in here. Oop. So if we go back to the visuals we looked at, right? This is a short run production function, and the reason why it's short run is because we're only changing the number of workers. Okay. So that's why economists analyze short run productions. Okay, number 3. The total product equals the what?
Total product
Total? No, wait.
I'll help you guys. Yeah, you can put total here. Total what?
Output.
Total product.
Total output? I think that works. Total product equals the total output produced by a firm. I like that. Adding one more variable input affects what?
Workers.
I need one more variable. Let me know.
Increase? No, wait.
Workers, or what was the top one? Marginal.
Marginal product? Okay. What about number
Marginal.
5? The blank of production can help employers make blank decisions.
Um,
The what of production can help employers
Stage
make.
of production.
Stages of production, good. Can help
that's
make
okay.
what decisions? Interfere, hiring, increase workers, or fall.
Make
Fall.
Can help make fall decisions?
Oh,
hiring decision.
Hiring, the key word here is employer, guys. Employers. Employers are the
Oh.
people that employ employees. All right.
It's gone on my head.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. Okay, so we're left with 6 and 7. Adding blank in stage 1 production will do what to marginal returns?
Is it workers?
Adding workers in stage 1 production will result in what marginal returns?
Fall.
Will fall
No,
marginal
increase,
returns?
increase.
Increase. There we go.
Oh, increase.
Yeah, what happens in stage 1, guys? Look,
If you increase
when I add
workers,
workers,
Oh, increase.
right, it increases my marginal product, right, in the third column.
yeah,
All right, and last but not least, too many workers can what?
interfere.
fall. Oh.
Can fall with production.
I didn't see it. I didn't
Yeah,
see it.
and the last one calls output to interfere.
No, it's output to fall. Too many workers can interfere with production and cause output to fall. It's sort of the metaphor I gave you guys at the beginning of the lesson where I talked about how, the more working parts you have to a business or to an object in general, the more things that can go wrong. That's sort of the case when it comes to the theory of production. The more workers you have, generally, the more complicated things can get, and your production output will definitely fall. All right? So that's pretty much it. Let's see if we got the right answers. We got all the right answers. You guys are bosses. Excellent job.
Boss.
Okay? You're bosses. You're a boss. You're a chief, a chieftain. Okay. I'm gonna go over the assignment that we're gonna do for homework for this lesson. Let me go down here. Here we go. So I'm gonna post this activity, the theory of production, right here, and this is gonna be tricky. You might have to go back to the recording and follow along because I can't really. It's so lame. I can't share it with you guys a text. You know what? I'm not going to assign a new activity, a new assignment. Just get what you already have finished and submit it, and then I'll figure out a way to get you guys the text pages so that way you can do this on your own. Okay?
Okay.
So no assignments for tonight. Make sure you turn in all the work that I had signed last week. All right?
Yeah, and by the way, Mr. Holden.
Yep.
I turned that supply classwork thing twice in case like I don't want to get that red bold letters on my Google Classroom saying missing.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. But if you guys are a little bit late, I'm gonna be more forgiving just because, like Lenny's a great example. A lot of students who are usually like astute workers and diligent are having some troubles with the Google Classroom. So if you guys turn it in a little bit late, I'll still accept it. Okay?
All right.
All right. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else you want me to talk about?
Nothing that I can think of.
Nothing?
I think that might be it.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for showing up. That was a major case of senioritis there in the beginning. I had to yell and scream for you guys to get to class. But please go to your classes. I don't know if Justine's there. Is Justine here?
No,
Is
I
she
don't think
watching the
so.
stream?
I don't know.
Yeah, like she was confused earlier as me on like where we're having our session at.
Yeah. Oh, hopefully she clicked the right link. the problem was I put a link in there that wasn't the correct stream, so my
Just
bad,
you're gonna
guys.
make that mistake
I'm
again
not
next
gonna
time.
make that mistake again, not at all. Alrighty, guys. Well, that is it for me. I'm gonna go ahead and tune out and go to my staff meeting. That's gonna be fun. But
Okay.
I'll try to get the recording from my stream later on posted up here, so you guys will have that to refer to. And again,
Okay.
I'll give you guys an update on Thursday about finding a textbook resource for you guys. Okay?
Okay. All right.
Alrighty, everyone. Take care. I miss you guys.
Okay. So
Be
no checking
safe.
for understanding thing.
No, you don't have to write those out. No assignments. I'm not giving any assignments. Just finish what I've already assigned in
Okay.
Google Classrooms. Okay?
Okay. Gotcha.
Alright, guys.
Yeah.
Take care.
All right. Bye.
But
Bye.
See ya.
Check it. Check it. Oh, I think I got the fever. I'm heated. Pumping up the meter. Label me a ringleader, mad party bleeder. Niggas with a storm. Lead after lead after leader. Hey, can you dig it? I come alive, y'all give me what you got. Back up, pump, stick up, pumps your fist up. You took the shadow, no buck shots, a bus slipper.